Hello, friends. I am in my car on my lunch break on Monday, the 19th, and I forgot my tripod. So I'm hoping that I can do this little intro quickly. Welcome to the start of the fourth reading vlog for Victober. I hope that this week will be a little bit more Victorian atmospheric. We'll see. I have plans that I would like to accomplish for Victober, but we'll see if that happens. I still need to actually wear my full Victorian outfit, which I am going to be wearing on Halloween now, but I'm not sure that I will actually film on Halloween. So I would like to actually read in my full Victorian getup. So that's my one plan for this week. My other plan is I would like to do some kind of Victorian baking or cooking this week. So we'll see how that goes. I have been watching Kate Howe do a lot of Victorian cooking, and Claudia from the Spinster's Library made basically brownies. I don't think that's what they called them, but it was she said they were basically brownies at the end. So I really would like to do something like that. So I have an idea of what I want to make, but we'll see. So yeah, so hopefully this week will be a little bit more Victober atmospheric, but right now you're getting me in my car on my lunch break. So today I am currently listening to Mary Barton. We are almost done. I have been buddy reading this with Joe Smith and Christy from Dostoevsky in Space, and I just finished our chapters for today, which leaves me with 4 more chapters to go. So I think what I'm going to do, because I am really into the story and I'm really liking it, is I am going to send my comments on the 4 chapters that we read for the day to Joe and Christy, and then I am just going to finish it because I really want to see how the whole story pans out. So some good things finally happened, so that's nice, but it's still pretty tragic. But anyway, and then I am still continuing on with my read of A Woman in White by Wilkie Collins. I am buddy reading this with Sarah from The Bookish Knitter, and we are both really enjoying this. I think I'm probably going to give this a 5-star. We're still like, let's see, I have like probably a fourth of it to go, so you know, it could all change, but it is a sensation novel, definitely, and I am finding that I really like those in the Victorian era, and it's just the right amount of spooky. And the only other thing I've ever read by Wilkie Collins was The Moonstone, and I really liked that one as well. So I have a feeling that if this one ends up okay, Wilkie Collins is going to be a favorite author of mine. And then, because I am kind of hankering for a physical book, because I have been listening to a lot of audiobooks this month, and I'm glad about that because I have had a lot of crafting that I've had to do for Christmas gifts, and then just for some other personal crafting that I want to get done. So I'm glad I listen to a lot of audiobooks, but I'm really like just wanting to hold a book in my hand. So I'm finally going to get to Jane Eyre by Charlotte Bronte. This is a reread for me. This isn't my first go round, but Emily from Novell Novels and Kate Howe were doing a loose read along of this, and I didn't even pick it up, but I believe that they are doing a group watch along of one of the adaptations of this, like the very end of the month. So I would like to actually reread this before that so that I can watch the movie with them. So those are my 4th week Victober plans. I am also, in non-Victorian reading plans, going to try to listen to, or at least start listening to, Battleground by Jim Butcher. It is the next book and I fear possibly the last book in the Dresden Files series. Uh, the the book before that, which I can't even remember what the name of it was, Peace Talks. That's it. Just came out in like September, and then this one came out just the other week, or like in the beginning of October. So I'm kind of thinking that he's wrapping up the series, and my coworker has read this and he won't tell me. So I want to get it started because he wants to talk about it with me. And I was going to wait till November, but I think I'm just going to start. So yeah, those are my reading plans. But that's about it. I'm going to go leave my comments for Joe and Christy now, and maybe watch some booktube since I am, I'm kind of cruising along for my reading and I have a little extra time to watch some booktube videos. All right, I'll talk to you later. Bye. Hello, friends. It is now Tuesday, the 20th of October, and I thought I would just, change it up a little bit and give you a different view of my house and my living room, other than my couch today. This is actually kind of a lovely autumnal vibe, is it not? I mean, those flowers there are kind of autumnal. I got the leaves, I got the fake fireplace. Oh, I got candles, but you can't really see the candles, but they're there. They're fake candles, so don't get worried about these things. They're fake. Some of them are. That one actually is not, the one above my head. But it is not touching anything, so we're fine. But anyway, I have an update for you. I finished Mary Barton by Elizabeth Gaskell today, and I had been buddy reading this with my friends Joe Smith and Christy Lewis from Dostoevsky in Space. And we originally had a schedule, but we all kind of got off track on that schedule. So we've just kind of been reading at our own pace. And as far as I know, I'm the first one that's finished it, probably because I've been listening to it on audiobook at work. So it's a little easier for me to finish during the day. And I need to still give them my comments, but I thought I would pop on here first and tell you. So anyway, I really, really enjoyed this. It was so super depressing for most of the book, and I won't spoil you on anything, of course, but I was really worried that like nothing good was going to happen to these people, and it was just going to be kind of like Thomas Hardy level depression the entire time. And for most of the book, I would say yes, but there were parts that were very hopeful, were just had you cheering a little bit. And it was one of those books where it was so heavy for so much of the time. When anything good or light in tone happened, you noticed it more because you were just so like tense and upset, the entire time for these characters. If you don't know what Mary Barton is about, it is obviously about a character, Mary Barton. But actually, it's more about the characters surrounding Mary and more about how she reacts to their situation. She's kind of the catalyst that puts them into these situations that, obviously are not necessarily good. Not everybody, but certain people she kind of inadvertently puts them into these situations, or at least she feels like she did. And it's just kind of about her kind of coming to realizations, mainly about her feelings towards people, about finding out the hard way about certain things in life, and just kind of about like how to make the best of a bad situation, or just certain things affect people in different ways. So that's the long and short of it, without giving you any spoilers at all, because I feel like if I kind of told you the plot, you would kind of be spoiled for a lot of it. But it definitely involves the union issues of the manufacturers in Manchester at that time, and just how dire it was to work in the mills, and just how what a difference there was between the bosses and the common workers, and how little they really cared. There's a lot of the stuff in there about the formation of a union, which actually was really interesting to me. I generally kind of not really interested in the union and industrial stuff in union, or in Victorian times like that. I would rather have like more domestic life type of a thing, or adventure or something like that. But this one, I felt like it was really well told, really well explained, and there was a lot of action. It didn't get very bogged down in the politics of it. I mean, you got the general idea of what was happening, and then you got just more of the individual characters' sides of the union issue. So, so I thought that was really, really good. And so in the end, even though I was like really worried about the tone of the book bringing me down, I really enjoyed it and gave it 5 stars. So on my quest to read all of Elizabeth Gaskell's works, I now have only Ruth and Sylvia's Lovers left to read. So I think I probably won't get any of them read in Victober, but I still have November and December. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose one for November and one for December, and try to just get all of her main works completed in 2020, which was one of my goals at the beginning of the year before the world went into chaos. And I forgot all of my goals. So, but anyway, let's see, what else do I have to tell you? Tonight I am going to be part of a live read-in with my friend, or on my friend Chloe from Always Booked channel. And let me think if I can remember who all is going to be on this, because I know almost everybody except one. So we have Sarah, the bookish knitter, Chloe, Tia from Tia and All the Books, Tara from Buzzword Books, and I feel like there's one lady that I'm not sure who she is, but I'm really excited about doing that, and it's the first one that I've actually participated in on screen. So I think I am going to start my reread of Jane Eyre tonight, because I've just been really wanting to delve into this book. I'm not generally a deckled edges person, but for some reason, these books just feel really nice. So whenever I pulled it out and I was just going to listen to an audiobook version of it, I was like, oh no, I need to actually physically read this. So that's going to be my plan for the read-in tonight, I think. And then if I'm kind of having the itch to do some crafting while I am reading, basically, I will turn on an audiobook. I started the audiobook of Battleground by Jim Butcher, which is the latest installment of the Dresden Files series. So I've only gotten about 2 chapters in today, so it might be worthwhile to listen to another chapter while I do some crafting during the live read-in. So we'll see. But speaking of crafting, I have a little bit of an unboxing. So if you're not into knitting, you might want to skip ahead a little bit, because this is all going to be knitting stuff. I got this giant box in the mail from Amazon, and I know what's in it. I mean, there's only 3 things in it, but it required a giant box for at least one of the things. Okay, so the first thing is not really interesting, but it is the thing that is the biggest thing. And these are blocking mats. And I don't know how many comes in here. Looks like a lot. I didn't really realize there was so many in here. But these are basically like yoga mat material, a little thicker than that, for blocking your knitted items after you wash them, because you're not really supposed to like put them in the actual dryer. And this kind of helps like shape them, I guess. I've done it with my yoga mat before, but I don't really want to put pins in my mat, because it is my nice one that has one of my friend Marsha's prints on it. So I don't want to put pins in it. So I decided I would just get blocking mats. I don't make a ton of things yet that need blocking, but I probably will in the future, and it would just be nice to have. And they're not giant, so I should be able to just store them in a closet until I need them. We'll see. But the other two things are really small, but they kind of go along with the blocking mats, or at least one of them does. The other thing I bought were these blocking pins or blocking combs, which these are the pins that I would put in the blocking mats and into my knitting stuff to kind of shape them. So I kind of liked these because they're longer. They're not just like a T-pin kind of thing. So I can kind of make something more square or something if I want to do that with these. So yeah, so there's that. And then last but not least, double pointed needles. I could have just gone over to Michael's to get these, but I didn't know if I would have time. But these are because if you follow me on Instagram, you know that I have been knitting a shirt. Well, a sweater, technically, but it's pretty lightweight. So I think what I'm going to do is make these short sleeve, but I have a very, very hard time using a circular needle in these. And even you can see, like, maybe that, I don't know what that is, but I think it's just from stretching it out on the circular needle. So I'm going to have to try to fix that. But these double pointed needles I can use in place of this somehow, hopefully. So this might be the crafting project I work on during the read-in tonight, because I would really like to get this shirt done because I have a ton of other Christmas knitting to do, and this is just kind of for me. I'm doing this for a fall garment make-along with a knitting podcaster named Nitty Natty. So I would like to really get this done so that I can maybe actually wear it before it gets like too cold, since I'm going to make it short sleeves. So yeah. So that's all. That's my knitting haul. I never do book hauls, but I'll do a knitting haul. Oh, man. But anyway, so I am going to go get a few things done and then hopefully pop on the live stream at 8 o'clock with a bunch of my friends to read with people, hopefully. So, all right. I will talk to you later. Bye. Sorry that I have not updated you in a little while. Of course, you don't realize that because you're seeing this like a second after my last clip. But it is now Saturday, the 23rd of October. And so, yes, I have been reading, but I haven't really gotten anything completed because all I have been reading has been The Woman in White, which my friend Sarah and I are buddy reading that. Sarah from the Bookish Knitter. And sorry, I'm throwing things out. And we already decided to like do 2 chapters a day throughout the month because Sarah does not read classics like that often. She does every once in a while, but it's not really her jam. So she preferred us to take it throughout the month, which is perfectly fine. I'm enjoying it that way. So I have been reading that along with her, like 2 chapters a day, and we are both really enjoying it. And I actually need to check in on her and discuss it a little bit. So, but yeah, it's just I can see why it is so popular. It is a really good, like, just creepy kind of mystery gothic tale, sort of. And like at every point, there is some new element to like find out, and a new mystery to solve. So anyway, I've just been reading that, and I have also been trying to catch up on Crime and Punishment because I got terribly behind on that read along, and they are pretty much done. And I'm only on, I think, part 3 out of 6, perhaps. So I'm halfway done, which is fine. And I'm listening to it on audiobook now. I did start out physically reading it in my cloth-bound classics edition that I bought specifically for this purpose. But because I'm so far behind, I am kind of supplementing with a little bit of audiobook. Yeah, so, whatever. But I'm enjoying it, but I think because I took such a long break on it, I've kind of lost momentum and kind of forgotten a lot about the first parts. So I think what I'm going to do is rewatch some of the lives from the first 3 parts that Danny and some other co-hosts have been doing, and kind of refresh myself on what happened so that I can kind of get back into the groove. So, and plus my Scribd edition of the audiobook was kind of screwing up, so I had to get a different version. So it's a thing. But so anyway, today I am going to lunch with my friend Kim, who you have seen before on this channel. We are going to Wonder Bar, spelled Wunder. It is a crepe and coffee bar. So we're going there for like a late lunch, early dinner type of a thing. So I'll take hopefully a couple of little clips of what I'm getting to eat. And then I am going to get back to reading. Oh, the other thing was, it is Dewey's 24-hour readathon today, which I wasn't planning on participating in. And I'm still not like hardcore participating in it because of said lunch date. But I'm still trying to read as much as possible, and I'm tracking the amount that I'm reading today. So I've only got about 2 hours, but that's all right. That's fine. So, all right, I'm going to go to lunch with my friend, and I will catch up with you hopefully soon. And it's seeming like this is not a very Victober vlog again. I wanted to do some Victorian cooking this weekend, but it's already Saturday. So I'm thinking that's not going to happen. So I'm going to have to make a more concerted effort next week to do something in the evenings when I get home from work. Oh well. All right, I'll talk to you later, friends. Bye. Hello, friends. I am back from my lunch, and if you saw in the last clip, I also went to the local yarn store because it is right by where we went to eat. So, and it's not really local. Like, it takes about 25 minutes to get there. So I don't go that often. But it's local enough. It's like the most local yarn shop to me. So I don't go very often. So this is the first time I've been there, probably a couple of years actually. But I need to make it a habit to go there more often because they had a lot of cool stuff. So let me show you. I only bought a few things, but let me show you what I bought. So I bought a skein of yarn for some Christmas presents I'm going to make. I think that one skein of this should be okay for 2 projects that I have. Well, I guess we'll see. And then I bought this. It's basically a gauge ruler, and then it will give you like the you can stick a needle in there if you don't know what size it is, and get what size it is, because sometimes the needles don't have it printed on there. So if you get rid of the packaging, you're kind of screwed. So I thought this would be good to have. And then I got some cable needles because I have not yet tried cabling with cable needles, but I thought I want to eventually, so I thought having 2 in different sizes might be good to have. So yeah, so that's all I got, but that was plenty because, you know, yarn is semi-expensive. So this was plenty for one day shopping trip. So yeah, now that I am back from my little adventure, I am just going to continue on with my reading for, well, just for the day, but I guess semi for Dewey's 24-hour readathon. I definitely will not get 24 hours of reading in, nor will I probably even try, but I am kind of tracking how long I read in every little session that I do. So yeah, we'll see what I get up to by like 8:45 tomorrow morning, because that is when I started my 24 hours. So so I should be able to, I'm going to predict probably about 6 hours of reading total if I really apply myself. We'll see. And my sweater is done. Yay! It is currently wet, and I'm using some of my products from my knitting haul to block it out. This is apparently what you're supposed to do after you've hand knit something, to kind of hold it in shape. I will probably not do this more than once. I might just, from now on, when I wash it in a regular washing machine, I'll probably just lay it on the table downstairs to dry. Just not put it in the dryer, because this is rayon. I didn't use any kind of fancy yarn. So yeah, it'll shrink if I put it in the dryer. So it will just have to be laid flat to dry. But I think for future, I'm not going to do all these pins and everything every time I wash it and dry it. So, but hopefully it will come out looking nice, and I can try it on for you later. Probably in the next vlog, though. I do have my electric fireplace on to maybe kind of help dry it. So we'll see if that works. Hello, friends. Well, I am an awful person and an awful vlogger, and I went to a bonfire tonight for the brewery that I go to and I have a mug at, so it was like their yearly mug club party, and I forgot to film any of it. It was very lovely. It was chilly, but there was a bonfire, and it was fine. I dressed in layers. It was good. But now I smell like smoke. So, and I took a bath, so that's why I look like this. And I'm having a gin and tonic because this vlog was not very Victober-y at all. And the only thing that I did Victorian is have Crystal Palace gin, which, if you have been watching the Victorian Choose Your Own Adventure story that Kate Howell and a bunch of us booktubers put together, you will know that the Crystal Palace is very integral in the story, especially in my part of the story. So, so anyway, that was just my little plug. I'll post it down below if you wanna. If you haven't watched it yet, you should. So anyway, yeah, no reading got done today at all. Really, I knitted. I think I showed you that I finished my sweater. But other than that, really nothing read. So hopefully the last week of Victober, I will have something to tell you and review. I should be finishing The Woman in White. I found an e-copy of the Diaries of Mrs. Seacole, and I really want to read that because I have been looking for some diverse Victorian authors, and so far that's all that I've found. So I really want to read that, so hopefully I will do that. And I don't really know. Oh, I probably should try to read Shirley, but that might go into November. At this point, I did not keep up with the group read. So sorry for all the boxes in the back. My kitchen is a mess. I need to do something about that, but that's for next week's vlog. All right, friends, I will talk to you in the last week of Victober. Super sad. I'm going to end it here, and I will talk to you in my next vlog. Bye, friends.